Today we have a treat for you. We're in a 3-time Homearama Homeshow neighborhood that has more amenities than you could ever imagine. Stay tuned as we dive into this neighborhood and this community to find out just what it has to offer. Welcome to Long Cove. This is the site of Homearama, not only in 1 year or 2 years, but 3 years in a row from 2005, 6, and 2007. It's one of the most pristine and gorgeous communities that you will see in the entire Cincinnati region. So what's beautiful about this community is all of the amenities, all of the structures, all of the really building that goes into this community because it has natural waterways, it has bridges, it has the most beautiful landscaping you could ever imagine. And if you wonder where we are, if you've never been through Long Cove, we are right on the edge of Deerfield Township in the city of Mason, just a stone's throw away from Deerfield Town Center, which has so many amenities. So it's walkable, it's vibrant, there's a lot going on. But why don't we show you exactly what Long Cove's about? Let's take you in the community, show you about the amenities, and show you just what architectural features make it so special. Let's go take a look. There is so much to love about the Long Cove community. Long Cove is located in the heart of Deerfield Township. It's actually Mason City School District, and really it's about as convenient of a development as you could ever imagine. We have Wilkins Boulevard on one side, Irwin Simpson on another, and of course Snyder. But we're only about 2 or 3 minutes from I-71. We're really close to I-75 if you go just a few minutes up the other road headed west. And really there's every convenience you could possibly imagine around here. You have a Kroger, a Walmart, every restaurant that you could ever want to have. You have Kings Island, there's plenty of businesses. But when you're in Long Cove, you feel like you're in your own private enclave and none of that is anywhere nearby, even though you can literally walk to it. But that's the best part about Long Cove. Long Cove is a master plan development that was actually planned by Bob Ryan and the Ryan Interest Company back in the early 2000s. It took a number of years to bring to life because there's so much development and infrastructure in this development. But that's where the history comes in. So if you're looking at Long Cove and you drive in, if you would have seen it 2 decades, 3 decades ago, it would have just been big open fields. It wasn't all that impressive. But the developer came over here and they actually created a destination in itself. So there's waterways that meander all through the development. There's these enormous bridges that really, you could probably not even develop a community like this nowadays because of the sheer cost. But between the real full depth stone with a number of different bridges, walkways, sidewalks, the landscaping, when you come into Long Cove, you will not feel like you're in any other community. And that's why it's so desirable. When homes come on the market in Long Cove, they do not stay on the market. They sell very quickly and for a number of reasons. All of what we just mentioned, but also it's the look, the feel, just the nature of the entire community. And you'd never know you were so close to every convenience you could possibly imagine. So we're over here on Long Cove Boulevard, which is actually the main entry over off of Snyder Road. What you'll notice is when you come in, you're covering these large spans of bridges that actually get you over the walkways that are so beautiful. But let's go back in history a little bit. So as I mentioned, there were 3 different Homearamas that were done here in the Long Cove community, 2005, 2006, and 2008. And when those were built, the main builders were really Hensley Homes. There was, of course, Classic Living, which was formerly Curlman Homes. But there's been probably the top 10 to 20 builders in Cincinnati, in the region, that built homes in this community over the years. And back when, in the 2007-8 timeframe, these houses ranged from $2, $3 million, and since then have gone well up and over that. Since then also, there's been an expansion over off of the Cape View side of the development, which is over off Snyder Road. So another 40 to 50 homes. But since then, the neighborhood just continues to evolve and grow, and just really, it's grown with the people that live here, and it just continues to get more mature and more beautiful. Virtually every home that's been built in Long Cove is Architectural Digest worthy home. These really are incredible custom homes. And we're here today because we want to show you one of our newest listings, which is over off of Woodland Point. As you notice when you drive in through Long Cove Boulevard, you'll notice a number of different streets: Emerald Isle, North Shore. There are so many features to love about Long Cove, and actually we're gonna head over to North Shore, which is where our newest listing on Woodland Point is. This is a Hensley built home, just about 15 or so years old, but it's a gorgeous house, and we're really excited to show it to you so you can see just what Long Cove's all about. Let's go take a look. So welcome to 8646 Woodland Point. As we mentioned, we're right off of North Shore and actually in the cul-de-sac of Woodland Point. It's a great little nestled in lot. It's about a ½ acre in size. It sits perfectly at the end of the cul-de-sac. Best part about this cul-de-sac, the middle of the islands actually have a nice big landscaped area with additional parking, so you don't have to have on-street parking. In fact, there's actually no parking around the island back here, so it stays very private, very connected, just a really good feel when you drive down the street. So let's talk about the inside of the house. As we mentioned, Hensley Homes built this house a number of years ago, but they did an exquisite job. If you know Hensley Homes, Tim Hensley and John Hensley, what they build is really just quality craftsmanship, high-end luxury custom homes. And that's what this house is all about. In fact, when you go inside, it's about 4,000 square feet above grade, another 1,500 square feet finished, second floor primary with a number of bedrooms upstairs, 4 bedrooms in fact, up on that second level with an additional 5th bedroom down in the basement that you can use as a bedroom, an exercise room, whatever you like. When you walk in the house, you'll immediately notice how you can see right through the house, right into the backyard where you see this immediate private backyard, big trees, very private, and you have a covered porch that's just right off the back with a TV so you can enjoy all that privacy. But it's a really big first floor, so I say large, wide open, and you'll see the quality of all of the craftsmanship throughout, the quality of cabinets, the countertops, the flooring. It's exactly what you want in a custom home in Long Cove. So let's walk on down to the basement, which is actually one of my favorite features in any home. And really it should be called a lower level because as you're walking in, you see a walkout in the basement. You have a nice little theater space connected to a bar. You can fit a pool table in there. It's a wide open space with large windows. So you get that light pouring in. For a lower level, it really makes it feel different. It doesn't feel like you're down under the ground. And in fact, with that walkout in the basement, you actually get some privacy back there. So if you need to have guests entertain, you can walk right on back, play some cornhole, have some fun in the backyard. If you have young kids, they can be throwing the lacrosse sticks, throwing the baseball. It's a really nice, big, flat backyard. And that's the best part because it's all connected. Everything in the house is connected, whether it's the covered porch to the exterior, the front porch to the exterior, it's all flows really, really well. So as a newly built home, as of 15, 20 years ago, it has every feature that you'd want here sitting in 2025. Thanks for sharing some time with us here at Woodland Point in Long Cove. We absolutely love this community if you can't tell, because we've been doing business in here for well over 20 years, really since it started. We've gotten to know Bob Ryan and the developers. We know every builder that's built homes, so we know just how exquisite and well built this house is. And when it comes down to opportunities, they don't make communities like this anymore. We get calls all the time saying, hey, next time you see another community like Long Cove, well, unfortunately, they just don't exist. They're really hard to buy the land at the right price, to find the development to be able to do what you can do over here. It's just really almost cost prohibitive in a lot of ways. And at least costs would be way too high for people to buy a house just like this. And that's why this is such a great opportunity. So we highly encourage you to take a look at this while you're watching this video. Come on, set up a showing, set up a tour. Fortunately, if this house is already sold, which is a high likelihood it'll go really fast, give us a call. We're always talking to other homeowners in here. We'd be happy to help. But most importantly, take a drive through Long Cove, see why it's such a special spot to be. Thanks for sharing some time. Look forward to seeing you on our next video.